Well, welcome back. Welcome back to our Pacific Animal Watch program. And it is a privilege for me to have with me here in the studio one of the Pacific's leading animal conservationists. He is, of course, none other than Sam Salaya himself. Now, not many people realize that Sam is descended from a long line of animal activists who have been involved in the conservation of animals. In fact, some of his ancestors even named some of the animals as we still know them today. Welcome, Sam. It's a privilege and a pleasure to have you with us. Could you perhaps tell our audience at home and our viewers here about your ancestors who were involved in the conservation and, in fact, the naming of some of the animals as we know them today?
Thank you very much, Fred, for this opportunity to just be on your show. You know, I watch your program sometimes, and just to be here is like being next to you, and it's a great honor to, I guess, more elaborate or explain more in depth about my connection, not only with the animal kingdom, but also with the human kingdom. Thank you very much, Jonathan.
Okay, well, could you tell us about some of your ancestors who were involved in the conservation of animals and some of the animals they named?
Yes, well, basically, Philip, it started, you know, many years ago, and I guess a basic way of knowing these facts is that a lot of the things that we will talk about is already recorded in history, you know, and you go into your local library, and you can find the books in there and you read it.
Yes, but just for the sake of this program, if you could just perhaps tell us one or two or three instances in which your ancestors have named animals.
Okay, David. Well, as a lot of people understand, and you know, I have a long line of history, you know, in terms of a lot of my ancestors and brothers. They named a lot of these animals that we see today, have witnessed and eaten as well. They have named some of these amazing animals. For example, one of my great uncles, he was a great man. He was on the beach, fishing in the ocean. Very hard to fish from the jungle. So he's fishing. And as he was fishing, he noticed this big fish was jumping out of the water. He can't believe it, his eyes. So he shook his head. He was fishing again, thinking about this fish. Then the second time the fish jumped up, it was a bit closer, big fish. The second time, this humongous fish jumped up. My uncle still can't believe it. So what he was doing was he was walk closer to this fish. And he was fishing. He was fishing. The third time that this fish was coming out of the water, this is where my uncle named this fish. The fish came out of the water, this gigantic fish. Came up, and as it came up, my uncle said in Samoan, "Oka!" And that's where the name of the orca comes from. The killer whale, yes. Yeah, the orca.
Now, of course, for our non-speaking Samoan audiences, orca in Samoan, the English equivalent of orca is, oh my golly gosh, isn't it?
Yes, you are right. But that is where the misinterpretation has come in.
Oh.
What my uncle meant when he said orca, not orca as in, oh my jolly Josh, no. But what my uncle meant was, orca! as in Samoan for raw fish. And if you listen to the tone of his oka when you read it, it means, oh, guys, in just about 3 months raw fish, mate. Another historical event was the brother of that uncle of mine. He was on the other side of the ocean, and he was doing the washing. So he's doing the washing, yeah? And then as he was doing the washing, he noticed on the right side, there was a fin coming closer to him. But he's doing the washing. But he noticed his fin is coming closer. But he's doing the washing, and the fin is coming. This has been said that this is where the birth of the Tongan dance came from. So he's doing the washing and the fin's coming. The fin was got so close, he was not know what to do. He jumped up, he said, "Oh, shucks!" That is where the name of the sharks was born. And that same uncle of mine, he was standing in the ocean. He feels something nipple at his toes. So he reached down and he grabbed it. That's where the crab was born. He realized he had something special. And all the family across the ocean, they said, "Hey, come here, come show it to us." But he held it. You know what he did? What? He said no, and he kept it to himself. He was being selfish. And that's where the selfish was born. About 10 minutes later, he looked again at the crab. He knew he had something very unique. So he stand up on the rock and he said to the whole world, "I got the power!"
That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Sam. It is a fascinating. Let's give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
But the one question that I have, and I'm sure our live audience here are wondering, is the story of how you, a Samoan animal conservationist, discovered what was long thought to be the extinct golden parrot of Asia. Sam, you must tell us the story. How did you, a Samoan, discover the golden parrot of Asia and resist the temptation to eat it? Tell us about that story, please. Tell us about that story.
Well, Sean, you know, this is a very, very emotional story to explain it. This type of topic I have spent for 7 years of my life trying to search and to research on this golden parrot. I have worked in collaboration with other activists, other scientists, other things. And the main reason why we have worked together was to try and investigate the lephriticizing that can determine the innocent radical.
I'm sorry, if I can just interrupt you there. Yes. Could you just speak in plain English, please, for our audience here?
Yeah. Sorry, I sometimes forget how many degrees I have. You know, it reminds me of when I said to my wife, "You know, darling, you know why I'm so hot? Because I got so many degrees." Anyway, to keep a long story longer, I was at my house. To me, it's like my place. I hear the telephone ring. I answer the telephone. Say, hello. Guess who was on, you asked me, who was on the other line?
Oh, who was on the other line, sir?
Oh, great question. It was the Prime Minister of China. Yeah. I spoke to him. The good news that he had for me was that there is a small village in China that holds the only living golden parrot. I was like, oh. So I said to the Prime Minister of China, I'm coming. Yeah. So I hang up and I booked my ticket to go to China. As I was on the plane, I was filled with excitement because I devote so much of my life in search of this thing. When we landed in Johannesburg, I had a feeling something was wrong. When I walk outside the plane, I look around and I thought, hold on, that's not China. So I ring up the cab, the taxi. I said, hey, taxi, can you please come take me to China? The cab came and picked me up from Johannesburg. 6 months later, I arrived in China. I met the Prime Minister of China. First time I see him face to face. I shake his hand. I say, hello, how are you? How are you doing? Yeah? Oh, all right. All right. But the thing that was cut me was the fact that he knew exactly where the last living golden parrot was. He told me exactly everything. It was in a village called Fepulea'i. So I said, I'm going to go there tomorrow. I remember this day that I was standing outside the gates of Fepulea'i. I remember it like it was the time that it happened. It was a cold, dark night. I could feel the warm sun on my back. As I stood outside Fepulea'i, I could see a man walking towards me. He was the high chief. The high chief. He was the high chief of Fepulea'i, and his name was Ding Salong. So Ding Salong was coming. He greeted me in his language. He said to me, Sam, xin I was break down in tears. He spoke the ancient dialect that I was studying the last 5 minutes. I thought, okay, I can communicate with Ding Salong. So I said to Ding Salong in Fepulea'i, I said, Ding Salong, Johannesburg, taxi is going here. He picked me up and bring me here. He bring me here. I didn't see him. No, I can't put in. Why? What's it? What's it? Ding Salong looked at me. He had a tear in his eyes. He said to me, Sam, I did not understand a single word. So I said to Ding Sulau, you know, can you take me to see this golden bear? As we was walking towards his house, I noticed that Fepulea'i was a very small village, only a population of 3 billion people. So we're walking closer to his house, and then he introduced me to his daughter. Her name was Cynthia. I waited 2 minutes. I didn't hear a song from here. I got just outside the house, and Ding Sulau invited me inside. He said, come in. He didn't have a door. He just said, come in. When I walked into the house was a small house. It was so small, one step inside, I was in the lounge. The bathroom, the bedroom, and it was so small we had to sleep standing up. But I noticed that there was 2 curtains, and I could sense that behind those curtains was the that's Fepulea'i for the golden parrot. Can you have a try that one?
Oh, how do you say it again?
Oh, it's very close. That's a dead carrot. I said to Ding Sulau, please, pull the curtain. Amazing sound effects. I could see the last of the living bow. I woke up to it. I was amazed. But I noticed something very imbroglio. At the end of each of the bow, at the end of each of his claws, there was a string tied at the end of the claws. And at the end of the claws, there was a string with a tag. One was a blue tag, the other was a red tag. I said to Ding Sulau, what happened if I pull the blue tag on the left? He said, if I pull the blue one, it will speak Fepulea'i. I said, what? He said, speak Fepulea'i. I was like, oh. I had a cramp, so I was like, oh. I said, oh, so if I pull the blue one, it speaks Fepulea'i. What happened if I pull the red tag? He said it would speak English. I was like, what? He said, English. It sounds so funny. I asked one more time, what? Yeah, English. So I said, oh, if you pull that one, it speaks Fepulea'i. If you pull the other one, it speaks English. I thought to myself, oh, okay, I got a tricky question for Ding Sulau. I said, okay, Ding Sulau, what happened if I pull both the string at the same time? Then the golden parrot said to me, I will fall over, you stupid idiot.